Welcome back, everybody, to the second
10
part of
seconds
your
remaining.
doubleheader of action for today. I actually was supposed to call Whip as first
5 seconds remaining.
and then start the intro, but I did it in the wrong order, so thanks for joining us, everybody. We just finished the GEST Dota 2. Now it's on to Europe, where we're going to be casting some Starladder. I'm LD of Beyond the Summit. I'm joined here by Wepass of the GD Studio. Wepass, your first appearance of BTS. How do you feel?
Feels good. Feels real good. It's gonna be fun to cast these two teams, especially 3D Clan now, when they did some roster changes, having, was it Starladder and Seedoy joining up, so it'll be interesting to see how they perform.
That name, I think Toby calls him Stalinia or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
Starladder. Okay, I'll go with that. So we're calling it Team Dread, I think is the 3D. It's looking kind of similar to the old M5 in a certain respect. Some overlap there for sure. But, well, up against Absolute Legends, I actually want to take a quick look at the Starladder standings, although I can't remember if I actually updated them since yesterday. But these should be, I think these are up to date, guys. Not 100% sure. I'll double check after this match. But basically, AL 2 and 4, not much chance of actually advancing the playoffs. Only the top 4 teams will. And 3D Clan 4 and 4, still pretty tough road for them. They're not out of it, but I mean they've got to win out the rest of the way. And I assume some of these matches are against some of the easier teams in the group, so it's going to be tough for either of these teams to make the playoffs.
Yeah, for sure. And like you said, the 3D Clan is looking a lot like the M5 roster we had after the International with the old C Nation. I can't remember, was it Dread that wasn't on that team and it was someone else? I
honestly couldn't tell you.
No, but I know that at least Solo, Seedoy, Nexus, and Starladder was on that said Nation team, so it's pretty much M5 reunion again under a new name.
Yeah, I mean, I think I cast them yesterday or 2 days ago. They looked decent, but just a little bit like the coordination wasn't quite there. Not maybe as polished as you would like. At the same time, AL is Synderen standing in, and I mean, this is the new AL roster. They didn't end up going with the full M lineup because Merlini didn't end up making the cut in the end. But I'm curious to see if Synderen's actually going to become a full-time member, or if he's just going to be sort of a stand-in while they search for that replacement.
Yeah, he's before. Was it Rice? Isn't Rice on the roster, or did he go inactive, or is it just that he's not been able to play?
Oh, you know what? I actually saw a tweet. Yeah, that's right. Now it's coming back to me. I think Rice tweeted and said that Synderen's just standing in for him because he has a medical problem, but everything's okay. It's nothing to worry about. So, yeah, I guess Synderen's not going to be a full-time member, but at least he's getting somewhere to practice for the time being. I know he's got a lot of fans. People are looking for him to play competitively still.
Yeah, we've seen Synderen stand in at least 1 or 2 more times earlier for Absolute Legends, so I believe he was standing for 3D Max as well, so it looks like he's looking for a team at least. It'll be fun to see when he gets a new team or joins a team. Like, people have been suggesting that maybe he should join a team instead of building a team himself. So we'll have to see what happens in the future, but we can see now the draft is
oh yeah, there's a draft
fast,
happening.
actually.
Maybe we should cast that. So
could be an idea.
Yeah, 3D Clan goes very teamfight heavy. Mag, Luna, Brewmaster. Their 5-man will be really powerful, but they pick into this with a Keeper of the Light on the other team, and that means they're absolutely going to need a mech. They'll probably need a pipe as well, with the Queen of Pain also being here. And Mag can maybe build the mech, but they don't really have anyone who can build a pipe yet. They could. They don't have to push, but their lineup is strongest with 5-man. And if they're not 5-manning, well, Absolute Legends maybe looking to split push with the Queen of Pain. But the question is, who will the carry be then? PL, the obvious choice, already banned out, so maybe something like an anti-mage.
It could be a possibility. I really like the choice, though, from 3D Clan, picking up the Brewmaster against the Keeper of the Light, just being able to jump in. Because as soon as you have someone on you as a Keeper of Light, you pretty much have Blinding Light to be able to survive. If you don't have a Force Staff, you're going to die quite fast. So having the Brewmaster to just be able to jump on top and get a pick-off of the Keeper of Light going to ensure them to be able to push a lot harder. But like you said, both the mech and the pipe will most likely be needed for them to push on through, because they still have the Queen of Pain and the Rubik so far, and they can go for even more AoE if they want to.
Yeah, like you said, that's a good point, is they have the gap closers just to kind of jump past the creep wave, dive the Keeper of the Light a little bit. Even Luna can, to a certain extent, just with Lucent Beam initiation and obviously Obscure as well. But Hale picks the Prophet, and there's not going to be... I mean, we're not going to say don't have the +1 yet, but Prophet, obviously a strong addition to any tri-lane. just by TPing in, dropping the trance, and Disruptor's not really good in tri-lane on tri-lane scenarios until he gets levels. So I think AL's looking aggressive tri-lane, probably Queen to pay mid, profit safely, and I'm not sure 3D is going to be able
3D clan.
Well, apparently the stream crashed again. I'm having some issues with the LA servers. I don't think they like me. I'm going to try San Francisco, guys. Sorry about that. I guess you missed the draft. But we are casting 3D versus AL. This is a best out of 1 group stage match for the Starladder. I'm LD. I'm joined here by Wepass. And, well, it looks like 3D is going to run the defensive tri-lane, which is what... I mean, it kind of makes sense, especially if the Sand King is the final pick. They really need levels. And they do have a smoke on solo, but at least until he gets, say, the boots up, we're most likely not going to see too much aggression, really, from either team. Because the Void pick, well, if they wanted to go aggressive tri-lane, that would not be the choice.
Yeah, for sure. The Sand King needs level 3 before it can be that effective in an aggressive tri-lane. Just the level 1 stun is so short that it's so hard to set stuff up. But they're going to run the mag in the long lane, and he actually cleared out the small camp trees there, so they're going to be able to do the mid pull as well for the Brewmaster, which is going to help him out against the Queen of Pain. But it's good for them actually to have the defensive tri-lane, because they're going to be able to push that tower quite fast. Level 5 and up they should be, or even level 3 if they go for a double or level 3 they can go for a catapult push, but we'll have to see what they want to do. Maybe just get level 6 and then force team fights instead of trying to force the pushes early on.
Yeah, I think he might be better off just going for the mid pulls. Queen of Pain versus Brewmaster. Brewmaster's going to do okay, but he'll be under a bit of harassment, and Mag won't get anything done versus a Void. Void can pretty much solo the Mag at fairly early levels just because he hits so damn hard. So we'll see. I think the mid pulls are the best bet here. Some serious hate on these trants in the bottom lane. So how do you feel about the way the lanes are developing and sort of these teams? How are they matching up so far to you before the creeps actually arrive?
I do wonder what L is going to do with their lineup, because the Mag could go down and do the mid pull himself and get some levels, and it doesn't really feel like Ale has the roaming supports that could work out really well. On the other hand, 3D got the Sand King. If he can pull up and get level 3 on the Sand King, he can even roam with the Disruptor, because they're going to have some nice damage, and the Sand King with the setup stun will help out quite a lot. So it looks like Ale is really counting on Unicorn to get a lot of farm and then just be able to win the team fights pretty much. But it's going to be hard having that Brewmaster against him, and mid Starladder is taking a lot of damage. He did get pulled some regen, and he's buying another Sao, but wow, he took a lot of damage against Miracle.
Yeah, so it's actually the Sand King who's going to be doing the mid pulls, but really the only way he's going to be able to help here is if Queen of Pain blinks onto the Panda, at which point either Panda's dead, or you know, it's probably just not a good situation anyway. So unlikely to see the Queen of Pain blinking in and getting picked off. But the mid pulls will help just to kind of limit the amount of levels the Queen of Pain can get. Level 1 Shadow Strike as a melee is just so incredibly annoying to lane against. And the trade-off, Luna free farming, Prophet jungling for AL, has the early rate of Basilius is not rushing Might, but Fitzy at next. And with their lineup, they have so much mobility that I really think going for a little bit more farm is the way to go. Because you're also up against a lineup that will be 5-manning later on, and they have a really strong team fight. So if you're not split pushing, you're forced to 5-man. And you're up, sure you avoid, but they have Panda, Mag, and Luna, and once they get those levels, the team fights are not fun.
Yeah, exactly. The Panda could just take out the Void from the team fight, or if the Panda is outside of the Chrono, he can just lift him up inside the Chrono, and then the Chrono is going to be gone. And if 3D didn't use their spells before, it's going to be an RP, a Static Storm, so it'll be tough for Ale to farm. But on the other hand, having that Illuminate in team fights, if they can get up, if they can get a good Illuminate going, then it's going to do a lot of damage to 3D, because I don't really see anyone on their team that would rush a pipe, to be honest. Like you said, the mech most likely going up on the Mag, but could go up on the Disruptor as well. But a pipe? I don't know. Maybe on the Sand King.
Yeah, no. If he gets one, it's going to be a long way off. Like at least 25-30 minutes. And he also needs Blink, so most likely they're just not going to have a pipe this game. If they do have it, it'll be so late that Void's going to be hitting hard. And they rotate the Keeper of the Light down, but this is going to allow the Mag to get a little bit more than a farm than an experience that he otherwise would. Mid lane, Panda's being caught. TP in comes for the Prophet, and Stalin is in a lot of trouble. Is he gonna? Oh, he whiffs the clap. Not like it would have mattered anyway. First blood will go to Miracle, and Miguel can just go right back to the jungle. Good rotation from him. Captain, the Panda actually did have a set of tangos, I think, just sitting there, but just wasn't enough in the end. He ran south. I think even if he ran back towards mid, though, he still would have died.
Most likely. But I do like the decision from AL to send the Keeper down. He is level 3, so he can just spam that Illuminate now, and that's going to make the push really, really tough for 3D. And if they can catch him out with
there's
this...
the glimpse! Uh-oh, Cinderin can't get caught, but he will! And he will fall. That's only a level 2 glimpse, by the way. This spell scales so ridiculously well.
The range is so huge, but that was a great pickoff because now the Luna's going to be able to farm up a bit more. They pulled, so they got 2 creep waves coming down actually, and there's no regen on Nexus, so they probably have to pull it down to back to another creep wave. But if they can get another pickoff on the Keeper when he's back, they'll probably be able to push that tower quite fast. But like I said, otherwise, having the level 3 on the Keeper is really good to be able to spam out that wave and stop the Luna push.
So it looks like they are going to go pretty much what you would expect, which is Prophet's going for a Midas. They're going to emphasize farming and split push. Sure, the Keeper dies, but Void's still getting good farm. He's actually the lead farm in this game, 26 and 9. Luna surprisingly really struggling, only 19 and 0. That's a lot of CS to be behind, especially considering that, I mean, the Keeper of the Light just joined the lane. He wasn't even here to begin with, so it was an empty lane, but with all the pulls, had some trouble last year under tower, it looks like. Now going to have to go all the way back to base.
Yeah, he should have been able to have a lot more farm. On the other hand, Unicorn is actually being pressured a bit by the mag, and he's still keeping the last hitting up, so it's looking good for the farm of the AL right now. And like you said, the Prophet going for that Midas, got
double
25
Midas.
lasted.
Void's going for one as well. I actually really like this. That's the strength of their lineup, is just you have a Prophet and you have a Keeper of the Light. Just stall the game, split push, and get your Void really farmed. And then later on, the Void doesn't really care that much about, you know, a hero like Panda, because he could just Chronosphere the Pandas if he needs to, or most likely just ignore everyone else. They're TPing in mid, but they're going on the Panda a little bit far in. Sprout's actually going to whiff. He's thinking about turning this around. He's going to charge it. Clapbot too. He must have backup in play, or else why is he running into Clap? Well, in the end, they're going to back off. That's a little bit aggressive. He could have just ran, but he's like, time to man up, I guess.
Yeah, that was a bit questionable. I mean, if he would have went in a bit more, he probably would have been killed. And wow, I really like this positioning from Synderen down in bottom, spamming the Illuminate from the side.
He's not getting glimpsed again.
Exactly, so that will be real good. And they're going to have trouble pushing this bottom lane. And if they just keep on going and trying to push, Nexus farm is going to be a bit crippled, but since you just spam the waves down, and then Synderen's going to be able to outpush with the Illuminate. He's level 4 now, level 2 Illuminate and level 2 Chakra, so his anti-push is really, really good, but...
Holy shit, this Luna is so poor. Oh man, look at her net worth compared to the Void. She's 1k behind already.
Wow, and 200 behind the Prophet as well, so it's not looking good for the carry on 3D Max's side, or 3D Clan's side right now, but if they can get some good team fights going, they can for sure turn around, since both the Prophet as well as the Void is going for a farming build with the Midas. As soon as 3D hit level 6, they should be able to force some fights. But it's going to be tough though with the Keeper being there spamming Illuminate, because they kind of need a blink on the Panda so he can get on top.
Can they force a fight? I can't even count the number of games I've passed recently where Keeper hits like a full charge Illuminate. Mid lane though, rotation in from the Sand King, didn't even use the smoke, just struts in, picks up the kill. An overextension for Miguel. Well, that's going to hurt them, because the Queen of Pain was having a pretty solid start. It slowed down a little bit, but I mean, did get that first blood earlier with the Prophet, and the counter kill comes out, and well, Panda with the haste from bottled up, so he can look to get aggressive now for sure.
Yeah, it was a needed pickoff though, but if they can utilize that haste rune a bit and get in on the Keeper if they want to go for a 5-man push, that would be great. But like I said, the Panda kind of needs a blink for them to be able to 5-man push, because otherwise you're gonna have that Keeper, and he doesn't get caught out. That's gonna be so hard to push.
It comes in the form of a haste rune. He's he's running all the way bottom just to hate on Synderen. It's gonna work too. Oh, poor Synderen. Oh man, here comes the clap, the auto attack. Actually got a Panda split just for Synderen. He runs all the way bottom just to kill Synderen off, drops the ult, gets the kill. Meanwhile, the mag dies top. a Panda ult just for Cinder, and I guess it could help them push, but he's actually just running, so not even going for the tower. That's a little questionable to me. Because now they can't defend top. With the Panda ult, they could be fighting top right now, for sure.
Yeah, they'll be.
Because
they're
Void
not
used
even
Chrono.
getting the
I mean,
tower.
they really could have fought top, but he just wanted the keeper, I guess.
Yeah, but it didn't even get the tower bottom for that Panda split, and now the keeper is back, and they'll probably not be able to push it. On the other end, they used the Chronosphere, but they got a tower out of it.
What did Cinder
So
do
the
to you
trade-
as a child? Still in you.
So the trade for AL was really, really good there. I mean, losing
Oh, yeah.
Cinder isn't too bad.
He must have done something to him, like, honestly. Why? Why so much hate? Mania steals level 3 Burrow Strike. That is a bit... I hate playing Sand King against Rubik. And I love playing Rubik against Sand King. I mean, it's... Especially if he's a support, because it's so easy to steal Burrow Strike. They're gonna go in mid, but they don't have Panda ult, and the counter stun the Queen of Pain ult. Down he goes. If there was a Panda ult there, at least could have gotten one kill, but without it, nothing. Nothing
Great play
doing.
from Minion. Yeah, great play just waiting out there, but...
Glimpse
Oh,
again.
wow,
Oh boy. Poor Cinderin. Nowhere to run. Nowhere to hide. Gandalf will fall. Again. I mean, he's dying a little bit more than they would like, but you can't really blame him for the kill where the Panda comes hasted bottom with his ult. And he is holding on to the tower. Void's getting free farm. Prophet's getting total free farm. They have double Midas. This heavily favors AL. Graphs notwithstanding, and well, even the Graphs are in their favor too.
Guessing. Oh, sorry, Dressel came down. But yeah, they're not getting the tower though from these pickoffs. They're kind of just farming down in bottom, and they're not really utilizing the Luna's push potential. The drums is coming up though, so it'll probably help out a bit. But AL is creating so much space right now for Unicorn to free farm, and that's really gonna hurt 3D because a really farmed Void. It doesn't matter if they have a Panda or the RP. It's not gonna help out. The Void is gonna kill everybody anyways during Chrono, especially if they have the backup from the Scream of Pain or the Sonic Wave. I mean.
Also, they have a Rubik who's already got Arcanes. He's pretty farmed, so if he can steal one of those spells, then they're definitely not gonna have an easy time in the team fights. And I guess the big thing is, where are the blinks? Panda, 1500 gold. He's gonna rush it, so he's not going for Arcane Boots. This is pretty smart. Once he has it and they have RP, they could look to push. It just gets hard now because already Prophet, level 8, has his ult up, can spam it on cooldown. Cinderin obviously is keeper, so between him and Mania, they can counter push quite effectively. And as it is, it's going to be hard to push, but if it goes on too much longer, then it gets almost impossible. And they don't really have a great plan B. They're not the best ganking lineup. They can blow an ult to get a kill, but that's an expensive kill.
Yeah, I do like the decision though, rushing the blink, because that's really needed. They need to be able to get in on AL and popping the Panda ult and just creating a bit of chaos to be able to push or just be able to pick up that Keeper of the Light early in the fights. But they're going at it in mid and it's just some harassment, but Miracle doing some great damage on Salianer even though he got a clap on himself.
Still Unicorn left entirely alone, and this would be fine if Luna was farming really well, but you know, she's caught up a bit in CS. The problem is Void's had the Midas for a while. As soon as you see this Midas, there's pretty much only one response, which is either I'm building a Midas as soon as he builds his, or we're going aggressive. There's no really third option in this situation. Because if you just sit back and it turns into a farm war, the only way you win this late is if, say, the Void gets caught without buyback, and they're still holding on to their tier 1 bottom. Solo's charging in, Prophet ult will bounce through, already down to half HP. Look at the counter push, and the glyph is on cooldown, but Solo may die here. He's going to burrow straight into the trees. Queen of Pain all thrown out. Down he will go indeed, and Illuminate just to make sure. Now the Chrono onto Nexus, so everybody party in the bottom lane. 2 heroes dead. Luna dead. Eclipse is available. Does she have the buyback? She does, so maybe they look to defend this. They're trading mid for the moment. Panda has a haster and Blink on the way. I think we may see them actually fight bottom. Let's see. They're TPing Disruptor back to base. Are they going to fight? I guess not.
Yeah, this game is, even though the kills are very even, the game isn't really going in the favor of 3D right now. Like you said, the Luna's been catching up a bit, but
that's
Midas
only
on
a
the
CS.
Void. Exactly. Midas on the Void, Mania's gonna get caught out with a Panda ulti in mid, so that's gonna be wasted, or not wasted. He'll probably get a kill from it. But it's still a Panda ult to use that he won't be able to use for teamfight.
Yeah, the problem is they just keep on Panda ulting for solo kills, and they have a 5-man lineup. If they had, you know, a split push lineup, if they had something like a lone druid and they're just trying to create space. Oh, is there going to be a bash here? No bashes. There's the bash from Unicorn. Mascoman is already online. Holy crikey, he is big. Killing spree for him. And they could, well, let's see. Miguel charges up the hill straight into the enemy team. Miguel, what you doing? Oh boy. Oh, he feeds one right back.
Oh, that was a weird decision to go up there, but like we were talking about.
Just run the other direction. I have no idea. There must have been some sort of, like, Miracle must have been telling him, hey, come bottom, we're going to get a kill, but that did not happen.
Like we said, though, the Panda ulti being used on solo kills, and that's just delaying them from being able to fight as a 5-man team right now, because they need both the RP as well as the Panda ult in those fights, because they gotta stop the Illuminates, and they gotta keep the Void out of the fights as well. So they just keep on farming right now, and not really using their 5-man push potential. So it'll be, oh, it's gonna be tough for them, but they're not out of it by any means at all. But the Void is getting really, really fat. He's 3.4k net worth above the Luna right now.
I don't think we've emphasized this enough. This Void has 7.5k net worth at 14 minutes into the game. He's 3-0. He's got 87 CS. He's level 11. And he had a hero in his lane. Luna did not for the first good 3-4 minutes. Sheesh. This Void is fat.
He's going for the BKB right now, and I really like that, because if he can get the... He doesn't have to get the Chrono on the Panda then, because he's going to have the BKB, so he won't be able to get CC'd anyways. So I like the decision as well as having the Mask of Madness. He'll get the attack speed anyways, and Starladder blinks in, but Glimpse is going to come back.
That Glimpse, free to paid ult thrown out. Miracle dead though. And with that, well, I guess it'll be enough to force Dread back. They don't have an urn just yet. No urn, no mech. So sure, they got the kills, but can they actually push off of this? And if they do, it looks like it'll be a tier 2 they're trading for. It's just the power of Ael's lineup is their split push, and you got to get more than just one if you want to actually go for a tower.
Yeah, for sure, and the Keeper is still alive, and that's pretty much the main hero you really got to get down to be able to get that push going, so it's hard for them. They're going back now to farm. Luna's going to take the farm top, which is really good for the Luna, but Unicorn, with the farm he has no problem clearing out the jungle, so he's just going in there instead of farming. And his net worth is up to 8k right now. It's so high for this time in the game.
It really is. If you look at the gold graph, like, the difference between the Void and the Luna is probably like a third of the total gold difference in the game. And even when you discount the Midas, he's still ahead. And he's only getting farther ahead. Well, they're going to try and group up now. Dread's leading the way, drops a ward on the high ground. Smoke will be revealed. They catch out Miracle. Will there be a static storm? There will be. He's caught inside of the kinetic field. Should drop here. Rubik tries to steal something. He'll go down. Void TP's in. It's going to be Glimpse back top. Even through the Cyclone, it will send it back. And Syndra now on the run. Not going to chase anymore. So they get 2 kills and they waste the Void's TP. This is what they need to do with their lineup. And with that kind of an advantage, they will be able to push. Prophet should probably be split pushing right now, but instead he's actually the jungle. Void goes in with Chrono, trying to man up. He hasn't popped Mask of Madness yet. He's worried about dying too quickly, I feel. And eats a shockwave. Now a Burrow Strike skewered in into a 2-hero RP out of nowhere. Big team fight going hugely the way of AO. And now Miguel TPing 1 by 1, but he's got a Shadow Blade, so he'll be okay. Eva wants to go back in. I mean, they really want to get something out of this fight. They gave up so much. Maybe it's going to get Glimpse back too. Boy, sheesh. This disruptor. Dread is playing really well.
That was an amazing team fight for 3D. They really needed that to get back. I mean, the Luna's net worth went up almost 1.5k just from that team fight. So that was really, really good. Sadly, they didn't get the tower, but they got some good pickoffs, and then they only lost 1 hero. But like you said, Dread's play there. He sent the Void back, and then he sent the Rubik back. The problem they have, though, is that he can only send 1 hero back, and if the Keeper then TPs in the Void afterwards, they're not going to be able to have a send back. So
that's true, but even just sending a hero back will mess up your timing. So
exactly, you have to use if you have another hero split pushing another lane, it's going to be hard for them. Like if the Queen of Pain is split pushing, they won't be able to use that, as Nexus actually gets picked off bottom by the Queen of Pain as well as the Nature's Prophet.
Yeah, they used how many ults mid? RP, Panda ult. Eclipse. They pretty much use everything. Even Static Storm, although it has cooldown, and as soon as those ults are down, let's go kill the Luna.
Yep. And they forced the Chronosphere in mid and didn't really get anything out of that Chronosphere, which is really good for 3D. Nice Gyro away there on top.
Yeah, if that actually there was no Chrono, it was 8 seconds away, or he probably would have gone there. So Mania stolen glimpse, so we may see some counter glimpses. Some next.
That would be
a glimpse within a glimpse within a glimpse. What do you get? I don't even know.
No idea, but that would be great fun. But Hale's actually going for Roshan right now, and I do like that decision though. Always getting the Roshan quite early it's gonna help them because they're gonna be able to force a fight.
I really like the I mean I like the fact they're going for Roche here just because they have the map control. Just look at where the lanes are right now. They're really pushed in. There's not a whole lot of vision for 3D. They only have an Observer Ward up mid. And they've also lost their Tier 1s bottom and top, so it's hard for them to control the map. But also their item selection. They had a clear strategy this game, and they're sticking to it. The early Midases helps with the split push, and then the Shadow Blade on Prophet. This is exactly the item you want to get for split pushing, because you can be aggressive, you force the supports to buy sentries when they're already poor. They're not getting tower gold, whereas your team is. But here comes the fight mid. Blinking for the Panda, clap on two. Sinner will drop immediately. Miracle glimpse, but just outside the connect field. Thank God for him, or he would have died for sure. Mania stole Burrow Strike, not able to use it just yet. But they did force out at least the Static Storm, and just from the counter push alone, they're forced back. It's so hard to break this contain.
Yeah, they did force a buyback though from Syndran to stop the push, but still, it's so hard for them to push right now. They got one of the greater aura pushing heroes in Luna, but they just can't really get anything out of it right now. And the Void is just getting fatter and fatter as it is.
At some point, he's going to have more items. The BKB has arrived now, and this is still quite good far from the Luna's caught up in CS. Yeah, look at the net worth. This is not only Midas Gold, it is Tower Gold as well. Mag jumps in mid, kills off poor Sinner again, who just continues to struggle to have really a good fight in this game. Now the Panda ult thrown out. Unicorn does a BKB. Is he going to use it here? He's not using it, or the Chrono yet. He's not using the Chrono yet. Meanwhile, on the other side to play the Prophet TPs and gets picked off. Now Unicorn's still going to work. Might even Chrono suit. He's not just yet. The BKB is on cooldown, and he's going to be forced back. The Panda ult will end. Can Rubik steal it? Nope. Rubik actually dies to the Sand King on the other side of play. Miracle finishes him, and they will back off in the end. Ale is giving away a lot of kills, yet look at the gold graph. Still heavily in their favor. If 3D can get some towers, that will equalize, but good luck getting them. Cinder had respawned so quickly that by the time the fight's over, he's back and ready to defend.
Yeah, and Miguel bought back to split push bottom tower, so they're just putting pressure on other lanes all the time, and they pretty much need the Prophet ultimate to help out, because if the Illuminate hit and the Prophet ultimate hit, it's going to be enough damage to force them back. But like you said, Syndran respawning quite fast. Even though they're getting those needed pickups all the time, they just can't get the towers. And they still
and what's
only
amazing
have one tower.
is Syndran almost has a mech. After what is his record now? Poor Syndran, 0-6, still almost has a mech, which is not a fast mech or anything, but he's gonna have something to help his team. And this, finally the tower may fall. There is a glyph up again. Oh, they're gonna glyph. Are you guys really gonna defend it again? Void's coming in, has the BKB. The Chrono, oh, the Chrono only catches out the Mag, who doesn't have RP anyway, but they should be able to bring him down with the BKB. Epicenter channel, but only affecting Unicorn, who is already Magic Beam, so basically does nothing there. Still giving chase, Lucid Beam, he's out of mana to actually commit to this. Mania manages to steal the Lucid Beam back, Prophet TP's in, wants to go on Dread, Eclipse unloads, but there's 5 heroes tanking it, doesn't do enough. Rubik could steal it, and no, 10 seconds to go, not gonna be able to. And that was the Luna with her BKB. Arrives at the fight, pops Eclipse, and then watches helplessly while the enemy team just tanks it and tries to kill her.
So surprised only one hero went down in the fight, but big mistake from Syndran actually, using Blinding Light, knocking the Luna out of the Chronosphere, so that forced them to lose a kill, but they're gonna get mid-tower still, and they might even get a pickup of threat if they want to.
Oh. Throws the ult out, then gets sent back, so he's like, thanks for the free escape mechanism, buddy. Oh, that worked out beautifully for him. All part of the plan, I'm sure. And also, he's going to have his Orc. All these items are just perfect map control. They spread the map, and then they pick off the heroes who are trying to stop the pushes by themselves. Mask of Madness is good for finding solo kills or 2 or 3 hero kills. Same with the Orchid. Same with the Shadow Blade. It's just a very well executed split push from AL.
Yeah, for sure. The mechanism is actually up on the mag now, so the blink is going to be delayed a bit more, but it's really good to have that mech up, though, especially against the Illuminates. But 3D is just not getting any towers right now, and bottom tier 2 went down. I can't remember when it went down, but it's down anyways, and it's going to just put AO a bit further ahead in the gold, and they're almost in a 12,000 gold lead right now, which is really helping them out, and 3Ds just keep trying to go for this mid tower. It just doesn't go down.
Miracle now parked in the top lane. Just gonna start pushing with the double damager, and Prophet's about to TP, and they're just getting pulled apart. And another tower falls. One remains outside of the base. How does 3D break this? I don't know. It's just like the distance they have to travel. It's like it's a math problem that you just can't work out in your favor. Just by the time they win a fight, they have to use ults to win that fight convincingly. Then by the time they get to the tower, several heroes from AL have either respawned or bought back and rejoined the fight, and you know that's. And then they don't have the ults to fight. And they can't even outfarm their opponents because AL has double Midas. So on every front, math is just not working out for 3D.
They can still get some really, really good team fights off if they can catch people out. So the game is far from over, but in a farming point of view, 3D is far behind.
How do you find a team fight though? Like, how do you find a team fight against AL if they play this properly?
Yeah, that's a problem, because they can have Miracle split pushing and then getting him TP it in via the Keeper of the Light, and they can have the Prophet split pushing as well. So it's really hard to catch people out for a good team fight, or just being able to catch heroes out, because there's always going to be support.
And the Orchid's out now, Miracle, so all of a sudden a lot of these heroes from 3D just aren't scary. I mean, RP, useless if you're getting caught by the Orchid and then burst down. They're still going for this mid-tier 1. How long have they been going for this? Cinder charging up Illuminate on the sidelines behind the tower. Meanwhile, the Fable comes in. The tower will die, but in comes the Void with the Chrono. Glimpse is going to not do anything because he's BKB'd. It would have been a perfect Glimpse, but no shenanigans here for Dread. Will they continue the chase on to Solidia? It looks like they're pretty happy with that. They'll back off. 3.3k. Butterfly most likely coming next. And 3D, they just don't have much of an answer for this BKB.
They got a tower, but wasted a BKB charge on the Luna, as well as losing the Luna right there. So that's just going to put him even further back in the farm war against the Void, as well as the Queen of Pain and the Prophet. So this is looking really rough, and the Prophet actually picked up a ultimate orb right now, so most likely going for that sheep stick. So
yeah,
everything is just going the way of Ale right now. The kills aren't, but everything else is.
The kills are going well enough for them. I mean, they don't have to have the, you know, as we've talked about, they don't really have to win in terms of kills. They just have to do decently. And at this point of the game, I really think 3D is pretty much just limited to hoping that AL makes a mistake when they decide to push. And it's more likely that 3D is going to be the ones who make the mistakes, because they have to farm somewhere. They can't just wait for the 5-man to come once the Void has a Butterfly, maybe an MKB as well. And while they're doing that, they're in bad positions, most likely, where the Prophet can TP in, silence one, hex another, or the Queen of Pain can silence one, the Prophet can hex another. And speaking of which, here we go bottom. Nexus trying to TP away, but when he get out in time, it's gonna... No, he'll be okay. Just barely lives.
Oh, but on the other hand, one thing that's going in the way of 3D is all their Blink Daggers. The Sand King picked up a Blink Dagger now. The Mag got his Blink Dagger as well, so if they can find a team fight, they most likely will have the upper hand unless they get caught out by a good Chronosphere. So they got the RP to counter on, they got the Brewmaster split, as well as the Sand King Epicenter with the Blink in. So
there's nothing to team fight. There's just Illuminates from the trees.
Exactly.
There's no heroes to jump on.
That's the hard part.
Like, alright, like, I don't know. Have you ever had a mosquito that gets, like, stuck in your room and you just can't find the damn thing and it keeps on biting you? Like, you know that mosquito's still in there. You come back with the rolled up magazine. You're like, I'm gonna swat this mother effer and kill him. He's gonna stop biting me. But then he's just gone into hiding because he's had his fill for the day. Speaking of which, Cinder will get caught. So I guess they will find a pick off here. Cinder will go down. But it takes 5 heroes to do it. The push is coming mid. The push is coming bottom. They're only getting a tier 1. So they do get a kill. They will get a tower. But it's going to come at a significant cost as Miguel actually breaches high ground, forces a glyph, and he almost has that hex completed.
Oh, they're forcing TPs back, and they won't even get to tier 1.
And they get away. Unicorn jumps in. Wasn't the best time walk. And then whiffs the chrono utterly. Really bad chronosphere. But Nexus getting bashed. Nexus throws out the Eclipse. Will not be enough.
It doesn't matter if you just bash him 10 times over.
Yeah, it's an intimidation chrono. This reminds me of Dendy's Mag the other day, where he missed all his RPs, but then just hit all of his Dagons, and game was good.
Yeah, pretty much. But they got a pickup from Syndra. Didn't get a tower. Almost lost their the Rex tower, or didn't actually take that much damage, but they had to use the glyph. But they lost Nexus again, so even if they're getting some decent pickups, it's a Syndrome for a Nexus pretty much every fight. And that's not what they want, especially not when the net worth is 14k on the Void as well as 12k on the Prophet.
Oh, and by the way, an MKB is about to appear. Yeah, that's gonna hurt. And that's just gonna be one more way to quickly burst heroes down during Chronosphere, and he's already killing most of the heroes on 3D during a Chrono.
That'll be...
Or at least bringing them very close to death.
And Roshan is up now again, and they might actually want to go for this because the map control's still in their favor. They've only lost one tower since the last Roche.
Wouldn't 3D love to have a proper Roche fight? But they're never going to get one. I mean, AL, if they play this properly, is never going to just have 5 heroes sitting in the pit. They're going to have one hero maybe chipping away at it while the rest push the other lanes. And really nice ward placed by Dread. There's no gem up for AL. That's one thing 3D does have going for them, is superior vision right now as they place more wards. They're tempted to de-ward it. Won't be able to get a range. Link in to the Burrow Strike, catches out Syndra. Unicorn drops a nice chrono on Nexus, but then gets RP'd for his trouble, and now suddenly Static Storm and a skewer backwards, so they're really having trouble in this fight, but Unicorn's okay. Working on Nexus, MKB complete, and look how quickly he's bringing him down, but he hasn't finished him off yet. Mania joins the fight now, charges in, trying to do what he can. He's got a shockwave. Unicorn's still alive, still standing and delivering. And everybody forced back. Miguel appears on the back lines. Hello, Prophet. And he's already used the Hex. One more auto attack won't get the kill, but now Roche open for the taking. And it looked like a great fight for 3D, but the BKB on Void, they just don't have an answer for it. Sure, they can RP him, but they can't actually kill him during the RP.
Yeah, exactly. And they only got the Queen of Pain there. Queen actually didn't even get her ultimate out, but didn't really matter because Unicorn just keep on stabbing or keep on bashing people, as well as Syndra and being able to be in the backlines, just keep on getting that Illuminate spam out. So the fights are really going in the way of AL right now. Even though it was a great RP, it's just the damage. They don't really have the damage follow-up because if I'm not completely mistaken, the Luna was actually stuck in the Chronosphere there, so couldn't actually get some damage out from that RP.
Yeah, she was the only one who actually got caught in the Chronosphere, and then the RP came and pulled Unicorn away, but just didn't matter. They don't have the damage. And a lot of this goes back to the laning stage, where Nexus just wasn't CSing that well. The supports weren't able to really zone Syndra and fully out of lane. He didn't go for an early Midas. They didn't even get the tower for the longest time. So that's and Nexus went for an early raid of Basilius, so you thought maybe they're going to push right away, but then he turned into Tranquil Boots. So he went back to farming, but the damage had already been done. By that point, the Void had the Midas up. He wasn't farming well. They weren't pushing towers. They also were blowing Panda ults just to find solo kills. And with their lineup, they were so strong at 5-manning, but they just didn't choose to 5-man until all the core items were out on AL. The levels and the items. And at that point, well, you can maybe get a kill here or there, but getting the towers is, you really have to get 3 or 4 kills at least. You have to kill the Keeper. You probably have to kill the Prophet, and Prophet can't have buyback. Which, well, now he always does.
Yeah, it's going to be hard to find those kills, especially with the Shadowblade being up on the Prophet, because right now I only see sentry wards on Dread, so they actually don't have any more... Oh, the gem is actually up on the Panda, so they can get the kills on the Prophet if they can catch him up, but he got that sheep, so he should be able to get out anyways. And just, they really got to kill the Keeper of the Light. They kind of have to get the Rubik as well, because the Rubik stealing spells, just being able to nuke it out as well, especially now when he got Shockwave. He got Shockwave as well as Fade Bolt to push out. Yep. It's really hard.
We haven't even seen him steal a big spell. Oh, top lane. Sorry I missed that, guys, but Miracle looks like they picked him up again. Scythe Device, Orchid, Shadowblade. Just so easy to... Anybody who's farming on their own is just fresh meat.
And now the gem... They lost the gem as well.
Yeah, 1,400 gold swing on top of everything else. And like you said, the Rubik really needs to be focused. We haven't even seen AL's full team fight potential. They haven't stolen an RP and used it in a big fight lately. They haven't stolen a Panda ult or an Eclipse. If any of those things happen, this game gets a lot harder. Solo's about to die top. He gets hexed. Now he gets orchid. And down he'll go. And AL just running away with this game. I really do not see any way back for 3D.
Just the farm overall on AL is so high. There's a Blink Dagger up on the Rubik as well as a mech up on the Keeper of the Light. 4-staff coming up soon as well. So they're just getting so much more farm. And I mean, the Rubik is almost at the same amount of farm as the Panda as well as the Mag. And that's not that great when you rely on those two heroes to have a big impact in your team fights.
Sieging away on the tower, Aegis up on the Void, so he can just save his BKB and Chrono for the second life if he wants and muscle this down as quickly as possible. Slapping away at it. But that's a very odd looking mace. It's like a... What is it?
It's amazing. I got it as well.
It's not... It's like a tooth. No, it's like a mouth or something. Does it like chomp on its enemies?
I don't know. I know it bashes a lot though.
Yeah, increases bash chance by 80%. That's why it's amazing.
Something like that.
Typical. You would cheat with items like this. Doesn't surprise me one bit. anything to win.
But yeah, I mean AO they really got this game under control right now, and they don't actually have to force fight either. So you can just push them down and just tear them apart pretty much. They're taking all the farm in the enemy jungle. They can move back to their side of the map and take that farm as well. And 3D is going to try and go for a 5-man push top right now, but everybody on AL is down, and if they want, they can even trade. They're forcing 3D back to even.
Yeah, they're going to TP back, and if 3D can fight anywhere, it will be in this choke point at the base with the... If they can somehow catch the Void with RP, or Burrow Strike to start, this could do it, but remember he's got Aegis, so he'll come back. He should... No, he's actually going to live! The backtracks are strong with this one! And Unicorn will survive. I mean, seriously, you should not live through that.
Pull roots and run!
Wow.
He's got 1,500 health! He's squishy as... I mean, sure, like, he's got high armor, but it's just backtrack. So good.
Yeah, but that was all their magic burst.
Yeah, that was everything.
They just couldn't get him down. But on the other hand, like, the good thing for AO is that they got the Prophet that can defend, so they don't actually have to use the Keeper ultimate to TP people in. They can just move as 4 and then have the Prophet split push and defend as well, or just TP into the fights, because the glimpse is not going to matter at that point.
It's basically, do I want to take the Lamborghini out for a spin today, or is it going to be the Ferrari, you know? I can't decide. Keeper or Prophet. Either way is going to work.
Pretty much. Our 4-staff almost coming up on the Rubik as well. And he's getting a lot of farm for being a support Rubik 35 minutes into the game. Blink as well as 4-staff. He's died a bit, or died 3 times, as well as the Keepers died 7 times as well, but both of them got great farm for being support heroes this far into the game.
Cinder may have died a lot, but he did his job in a sense because, well, he held onto the towers forever, especially the mid-tier one. And more importantly, he put a lot of pressure on the Luna and annoyed her quite a bit, and also baited out, well, didn't really bait, but things like Panel were used exclusively to kill Cinder, and they used multiple ganks on him. And, I mean, ultimately, if they're going to do that, they're ignoring the 2 heroes who are the real threats. Well, the 3. The Queen of Pain, the Prophet, and the Void. A job well done, Cinder, is basically what I'm trying to say. You may be 1-7, but you're 1-0 in my heart.
Yeah, he did his job for sure, and he did it well. Forcing out Panda ultis, like you said, on him solo.
By the sheer force of his personality, because there was really no reason to go for that gank at all.
Yeah, pretty much. Well, oh wow, they're forcing a BKB TP out from Nexus right now, so they can just go for a 5-man push bottom now if they want. They even have Miracle up on top that can split push it out, and then TP him in with the Keeper, but it looks like Miguel is going back for the creep wave at least. But both Unicorn and Syndron are down and keep on clearing the jungle. As
Miracle here, skewered, RP, but he got his BKB off just before the RP. I think they can still bring him down. No, they can't quite. He just blinks away in time. Very low, and has a regen rune, so going back to full HP and being recalled, and with RP down and the Luna BKB cooling down, it's time to go Rex.
No RP, they can just go for high ground now. Even though they have the Panda ulti, they got the Luna ulti up as well, but the BKB was on cooldown for 15 seconds, so they should be able to bring this tower down if you want to go for it.
Yeah. And Butterfly is up on Unicorn, and there's no way to deal with him without RP. What are you going to do? Static Storm him? He's just going to be... Anything they could do to him, he's just going to BKB. Again with the attempts on Cinderin's life.
Yeah, but they got dual 4-staffs. He got one a 4-staff as well as Mania is coming down now with his 4-staff as well as Blink, so...
I'm trying to figure out what it is. Like, did he sleep with all of their girlfriends? Because it's not just one. It's the whole team that's hating on him.
Yeah, it must have been something
He
like
must
that.
have done something vile. Really just awful to justify this.
But yeah, Prophet just going up again to top lane to stop that push, and 3D can't go for the tier 1 tower because they're gonna lose their base tower then, and they're just locked into their own base right now, so AO can pretty much turtle it out as much as they want, and when they feel comfortable enough, Unicorn can just jump in on high ground and kill everybody, pretty much, in a Chronos, if he can catch enough people in it.
Wepass, this game is not looking good for 3D. I think that's fair to say. 28k gold lead, 25k experience lead. Game pretty much out of reach. Even if they win a fight, there's still buybacks and that sort of thing. It feels like it just came out of the laning stage. Some of the decisions by 3D really questionable. Like giving away, they picked a Void and a Prophet, and yes, there's Keeper, so it's hard to go aggressive against them, but that's fine. So don't aggressive tri-lane, but mid-game, save your ults and group up and fight. I mean, there's a Keeper, but what else are you waiting for? You're not going to win later if you're not going for Midases of your own. Not saying they should have gone Midas, but, you know, holding on to Panda ult and then using that to fight as a group probably would have been a much better strategy.
Yeah, for sure, and Luna going for that drum to be able to push a bit more, just... It's like you said, even if they win a team fight, there's going to be buybacks and there's going to be a Prophet split pushing straight away, so they won't even be able to get out of their lane or out of their base because they don't have any towers to TP out to, so they gotta run all the way up, and the only tier 1 tower they can get from that is top. And that's a far way, that's a long way to run just to get one tower out of one team fight, so it'll be... I mean, there's always a chance to come back, but oh my god, it's gonna be so hard for 3D right now.
And they know it's gonna be hard. They're just sitting in the base, waiting for the bitter end. I mean, this is a pretty defeated-looking team right now. They're sitting in their base. They're not even smoke ganking. They don't even have a smoke. Just chilling and waiting while they watch an army of Void Illusions push down mid. The Crease by themselves push in top. Prophet is a BKB. Prophet has 4k gold. Loads of money for this guy. Still behind the Void, though. The Void is even fatter, surprisingly enough. Oh, boy. I mean, this is just looking... AO, at this point, put them out of their mercy. It's time to go mid.
Yeah, we actually see Vladimir's up on the Keeper right now, so they're looking to just go, pretty much. They're looking ready. The Queen of Pain actually got 3.5k gold up right now, so probably saving up for a sheep if he wants to. But we'll have to see.
Oh, here they go. Hex on the Luna to start. Has the BKB though. Dread's coming in. They are smoked. It was a bit of a trap. They're going to glimpse back the Prophet. And he BKB, so the glimpse doesn't actually do anything. And that BKB, very strong way to counter the glimpse. So it looked like it would have been a pick, but then Prophet with 19k net worth happened. Actually 21k now. It's been a minute, so why not add another 2k to the pile?
It's Nexus trying to outcarry this. It's going to be tough when he's 9k net worth behind the hard carry, as well as 7k behind the semi-carry, as Solo's going to get caught out. But nice RP.
Oh, that was an RP on 2. Catches Miracle and Miguel and the Burrow Strike to follow up. Queen of Pain will blink away. They've only gotten one so far. Can they actually bring him down? BKB's got about a few seconds left. He's being auto-attacked, so the recall's not going to bring him back. And then, well, he just blinks away. Anyway, an additional skewer, not going to connect. I hear an Illuminate being channeled over in the middle lane. And in the end, they get a kill, but the buyback immediately from the Prophet. Give away a kill, but RP is down, so he's going to push bottom, and now they're going to go Roche. And with this Roche, they should be looking to end the game.
And they should be able to go high ground. Get the Sheath up. I believe this is the third one.
It is. Yeah, you're right.
Yes, so get the Sheath up on the Queen of Pain if they want to. Someone else might pick it up and just give it to the Queen. Or they're actually just tipping in her. So the Queen is going to have the She's, being able to stay in the fights, fight a lot more. Ultimate Orb getting picked up, so most likely going for that Sheep Stick as well. And they're going to have a dual Sheep Stick, as well as the Orchid. They should be able to go high ground right now. Miguel just keep on split pushing top and gonna split the team up.
Wepes, he has 4k gold after buyback. And he's level 23, so that's not a cheap buyback.
That's insane.
Yeah.
That's just, even if they get a pick off, I mean, the rest of the team is so farmed as well. It's gonna be so hard for them to go.
But I'm very disappointed, because where are the Dagons this game? I mean, seriously. Where are my Ethereal Blades? Where are my Dagons? Especially on the Queen of Pain, man. I don't know. I just can't root for this AL team.
Synderen isn't as mad on 3D as they are.
Gold! More gold for Miguel.
Haste!
Yeah.
Oh, wow. But yeah, Synderen shouldn't have bought that Blast. Probably should have went for Dagon instead. Just go for the revenge pickup instead.
That would be a great way to improve your chances of being picked up for a team full time. Stand in for them, die a bunch, and then start chaosing with a Dagon at the end of the game. That's what I'm going to do in my first tryout for AL.
Yeah, that would have been great fun.
It's going to last like 5 seconds.
Oh,
Oh, they're going to go in top, Unicorn, and then immediately will time walk away. Meanwhile, simultaneously, this is the safe way to do it, just split push. Because, hey, 3D does have a strong team fight, so why even risk it when you can just maul the racks in a matter of seconds? There's a clip. RP will catch both. Remember, though, there is that Aegis, a beautiful epicenter, everything glowed, but the problem is Void comes back after these messages with a BKB and a Chronosphere. He's going to drop it. Nexus will dodge the Chrono, but there's only one thing to do, and that's to sit in the trees. He actually eclipses. Unicorn time walks away. A secondary Burrow Strike. He does a buyback, though. Meanwhile, the Raxing top. 5k net worth left on Unicorn. Can they bring this damn Hammerhead Shark down? They can. Miracle, as well as Miguel, gonna be working on the racks. Now the Orchid and the Ghost Scepter off. The Queen of Pain ult jumps in. Now a Shadow Strike. Kills him just with the Shadow Strike and the Orchid pop as well. Miracle running away. Has the cheese. Even after what looked like a perfect team fight from 3D. Well, they're down a later racks. And about to be down 2.
Yeah. Oh, that's the problem. Oh, Miguel going for bottom as well.
You cheeky bugger.
Oh wow, they got 2 melee Raxes from that fight, even though they lost Unicorn, or they lost Unicorn Mania as well as Synderen. That was a great Rax attempt for them, or not even attempt, they actually got the Rax, so that was just great play from them.
That was the shortest blink I've ever seen, but it does the trick. Let's just do it, the clap, the Burrow Strike, cooling down, 2 seconds to go, can he get it off in time? It's close! It's not enough. So they... well... Now the game gets really, really hard for 3D. I'm actually... And, okay, Miguel says, enough. Time for some Dagon. Dagon 4 is up. Sell the Midas, get your Dagon 5. This is what this is like. Alright, GG any minute. I'm gonna make you GG any minute.
The question is he listening to stream or not?
Where's Adabisi when you need him?
Yeah. But wow, Dagon 4 up right now, and he's gonna be able to burst down solo quite fast as well as
That's
Dread.
a Dagon 5.
Oh wow, Dagon 5 as well as Dread having the Ghost Scepter. Great for Unicorn, but not so great against the Dagon.
The thing is, you do need this Ghost Scepter because you're up against the Void, and he's really sad. But it doesn't matter.
No.
There's
the Dagon's coming up.
There's your Hex, and the Dagon, half of Nexus is outgone immediately. Burrow Strike catches 2. Burrow Strike stolen. Blake in, countered Burrow. Solo in trouble. Solo will fall. Smashed into the ground. Mashed into submission. Now onto Unicorn. Jumping in mid. Decides to go for Stylidia next. Will kill off Dread first. Kill them both. And Queen of Pain shows up. Cleans it up. I think Prophet used his Dagon to get there to finish that second kill. GG, well played. Absolute legends. This is a bulldozer of a game for them. Rolling right over 3D.
Yeah, Absolute Legends played it out really, really well. Just early on, I really liked the decision they had. Synderen being level 3, TP'd him down the bottom, even though he got picked off 2 or 3 times, he still kept them from pushing the tier 1 tower, opening up the map for 3D.
Strategically, it was really smart. I mean, even if it wasn't executed properly, just the overall strategy was really well done by AL.
It really helped them out a lot to just send Synderen down there, so great play from AL overall, and even though the kills looked even, AL just farmed everywhere and pretty much split pushed them to death.
Well, Wepes, that wraps it up for the first game of the day. 3D versus AL. The winners are AL. I'm not done yet. More Starladder coming up. If you want to continue casting with me, you're certainly welcome. Either way, how can people follow you? What do you do? Who are you, WebS?
I'm a caster at the Good Studio. You can follow me at Twitter at twitter.com/weapons_, and on Facebook you can follow me as well. Facebook.com/followweapons, I believe it is. I'm not too certain about it. I also stream on Twitch, twitch.tv/weapons. And I usually stream every day. If not Dota, I've started to stream a lot of Tomb Raider right now, as well as Showdown Effect, because tomorrow we're playing the devs in Showdown Effect, so that's going to be great fun.
Awesome.
But
all right, guys, stay tuned. Be sure to follow Weapus. He's a blast to cast with. More Starladder action coming up here on Beyond the Summit right after this. I think it should start right about now because we're already after the hour, so stay tuned for that.